Welcome back to Explaining Everything, the channel where we dive into the stories and mysteries behind everyday things. Today's question comes from one of our curious viewers, Marvin the Wizard 80. Thanks for the suggestion, Marvin. You asked, how is tar made? Tar is one of those things we all know exists, but nobody really thinks about. It's sticky, black, smells like the world's worst barbecue sauce, and somehow ends up covering roads, roofs, and anything unlucky enough to step in it. But how does this mysterious goo actually get made? Let's unravel the hot, sticky secrets of tar right here on Explaining Everything. Before we start cooking it up, let's talk about what tar actually is. Imagine if Mother Nature had a leaky stovetop and forgot to clean it for a few million years. That's tar. Technically speaking, tar is a thick, black, sticky substance produced by heating organic materials, like wood, coal, or even peat, without letting them burn. This process is called destructive distillation. Basically, you cook something so hard it falls apart, but you don't give it oxygen so it can't catch fire. Instead, it sweats out liquids, gases, and one of those liquids happens to be tar. Think of it like when you try to make a frozen pizza at 2 a.m. Forget it in the oven and come back to find a puddle of unrecognizable goo on your baking tray. That's the tar spirit right there. The oldest way humans made tar was from wood, especially pine trees. People back in the day figured out, hey, if we take this nice tree, chop it up, and then roast it like a medieval marshmallow, something sticky leaks out. Let's collect it. The setup looked a little like a DIY nightmare. They dig a pit in the ground, stack logs inside, and cover the whole thing with turf or clay, leaving only a tiny hole at the bottom. Then they'd set it on fire, carefully. The logs inside would slowly roast, and as the wood heated up, it started sweating out resin, pitch, and finally tar. The goo would drip down through the hole and be collected in a bucket. It sounds crude, but this method was so good it fueled entire economies. In fact, Sweden used to be the world's tar king. In the 1600s, they exported barrels of the stuff to waterproof ships. If you were a sailor back then, you were basically living inside a sticky, pine-scented tar cocoon. Romantic, right? Nothing says ocean adventure like smelling like a campfire for 6 straight months. Fast forward to the Industrial Revolution. Humans looked at wood tar and said, cute, but what if we went full chaos mode? Enter coal tar. Coal tar is made by heating coal inside giant coke ovens at about 1,000 degrees Celsius, hotter than your toaster on revenge mode. Again, no oxygen, because otherwise it would just burn up. Instead, as the coal breaks down, it releases gas and leaves behind a variety of byproducts, including tar. This stuff is even stickier, smellier, and blacker than wood tar. It's the Darth Vader of tar. And while sailors used to use wood tar to waterproof ships, coal tar became the sticky backbone of the industrial age. The process looks something like this. Shove coal into a sealed oven. Cook it like a pizza from hell. Capture the liquid ooze that escapes. And just like that, you've got tar. If wood tar is like maple syrup, coal tar is like motor oil mixed with burnt toast. No one in their right mind would want to eat it. But for industries, this was liquid gold. Or, well, liquid black sludge. Today, tar production has leveled up. We're no longer digging holes in the ground and praying to the fire gods. Instead, giant industrial plants do the job with precise control. Coal tar is still the big player. Coke ovens cook coal to make coke, used in steelmaking, and tar is just one of the byproducts. The tar is then separated, refined, and sometimes further processed into all sorts of chemicals. The key steps now are: start with coal. Heat it in airtight ovens until it cries sticky black tears. Cool, and collect those tears into storage tanks. That's it. Modern tar making is basically the same idea as the ancient method, just way bigger, cleaner, and with a lot more safety regulations. It's simple, really. You take something organic, you roast it until it can't take it anymore, and you scoop up the sticky black ooze that comes out. From ancient pine logs sweating in pits to giant coal ovens sweating in factories, tar making has always been about heat, patience, and a willingness to collect the world's grossest-looking juice. It might smell like burnt nightmares, but tar has literally paved the way for modern life. And the next time you're walking down the street and you spot that shiny black surface, you'll know it's the result of centuries of humans cooking stuff until it cried sticky goo. If you learned something new, and if we made you appreciate the roads you've been driving on, why not leave a like, subscribe, and hit the bell button while you're at it? Also, if you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution. If you enjoyed this video, please check out our other bingeable channels. Thank you for tuning in, and join us next time here in the channel that answers all the why, what, who, where, and how questions you've always wondered about, here on Explaining Everything.